Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. And today in this tutorial I'm going to show you how to do a basic flare sleeve from this basic pattern. Now the reason why I'm said it's a basic pattern is because this pattern don't have any seam allowance. Now we're gonna copy this pattern to our the new fresh sheet of paper. The paper I'm using here is 17.5 by 11.5. 17.5, sorry, by I think it's 11 or 8.5. I think it's 8.5 by 17.5. Now I'm going to draw some line onto my paper, as you can see, and I'm going to fold this paper in half to get the center of this paper. I'm going to flip this paper and then I'm going to draw a next line up and down. So I will have two lines on my paper. Now I'm going to place the pattern, the top of the pattern, by the notch to match up on this paper, and I'm going to redraw this pattern onto the fresh sheet of paper, um, drawing in all the notches so that I can design this pattern. So continue drawing around your pattern as I'm doing here, and when you finish drawing around your pattern, we're gonna get the pattern, the sleeve pattern, onto the paper. So as you can see, I have my I copy my sleeve and I'm putting in all the marking on the pattern that I copy. Now I'm going to measure the straight line in the middle of the pattern, and I'm going to divide it in half. Now make sure you divide it in half as I am doing here. So divide it in half on both sides. We're gonna do that to the elbow line as I'm doing here, and then we're gonna go down to the bottom and we're gonna do the same. So divide it, so we're gonna have four parts when we finish. Now draw the line, connect the lines them to the markings, right straight down and up. Now connect all the markings them with the line. Now we're gonna mark this pattern 1, 2, 3, 4. So now we have four parts. Now we're gonna cut out this sleeve, the extra paper from the sleeve, and what we're gonna do now, make sure you don't cut in on the pattern. When you're going around the curve, make sure you cut outside the line of the pattern, because it doesn't want your sleeve to be small. Make sure your sleeve mark with all the notches so that we can, when we're ready to sew this pattern, we have all the notches into the pattern. So after I finish now cutting up my pattern, I'm going to cut the lines them that I drew onto this pattern. As I'm doing, I'm highlighting the notches right here. So keep cutting, leave a 1/4 inch at the edge of this pattern so that you won't separate the pattern. So as you can see, I leave in a 1/4 inch at the edge of the pattern, so the pattern still hold on to the top of the sleeve where I can spread this pattern. Don't cut through it. And now we're gonna spread this pattern even to get the flare that we wanted. Now you're gonna get two sheet of paper, and get your stick glue or whatever glue you're using, and you're gonna put the two paper together as I'm doing here. You're gonna take your pattern, and what we need to do now is spread this pattern. But before we do that, we're gonna draw a line down the paper, the center of the paper, and we're gonna place the top of the pattern, which is the sleeve edge top, and we're gonna spread this pattern out. Now if you want, you can stick it down as you see I'm doing here. If you want, you can keep the two center. You're obliged to spread the two center. You can keep it together close, or you can spread it the way I am doing here. Now the reason I keep, first, I want more volume, that's why I will spread the two center piece of the pattern. Now I'm going to measure out 3 inches on each side for the center line that we draw, where the edge of the top of the sleeve top connect to the paper. And from the center, as you see, I put in the paper here, I'm going to measure out 3 inches on each side. So if you want to glue it down, you can glue it down, or you can leave it like that, but just make sure the top of the pattern lie down flat. So we're going to put an next 3 inches all the way as we go in, and we're going to glue it down. Now For secure the top, I'm putting some glue and make sure the top is very neat and flat. On the other side, we're gonna put 3 inches and we're gonna stick down the pattern as well. Measure out the next 3 inches and then we're gonna stick down the pattern, but make sure the top of the pattern, the sleeve cap, is flat on the line. Now what you're gonna do here, we're gonna connect these line the way we spread, we're gonna connect them to close off the pattern. So as you see I'm doing here, closing off the pattern, you can see the pattern get look like flare sleeve. Now you're gonna get your ruler and you're gonna mark some seam allowance right away around this pattern. Now you can mark how much ever seam allowance you choose to. What I'm putting here is a 1 centimeter seam allowance, or you can put a quarter-inch seam allowance, half-inch seam allowance, is up to you. So make sure you're putting your seam allowance right away around. Right now on the bottom of the sleeve, I'm going to put 2 centimeter seam allowance as you see I doing here, because around the pattern I put 1 centimeter seam allowance, but on the bottom of the pattern to hem it, I'm going to put 2 centimeter seam allowance. So you can put how much ever seam allowance you want. So now that you finish adding your seam allowance, we're going to write the back of the pattern, highlight the back notches, write the front of the pattern, and highlight the front notches. Now the reason why we put notches is that when we cut out the fabric, we would able to know how to sew it up. Now grab your scissors and let's cut out this pattern. So remember, cut out your pattern and make sure you cut outside of the line as you see I'm doing here. Go around all the curve and everything and cut your pattern very neat. So you see I cut out my pattern here. So this is what the pattern look like. We're gonna cut out the bottom of the pattern where we add the 2 centimeter seam allowance. We're gonna cut this part out. So here is your finished sleeve pattern that you have here. Now we have to mark a green line on this pattern, but we're going to do it when we're ready to cut it out on the fabric. Now I have this little nice tool here where I'll measure the armhole to make sure it matching up with my top armhole. Right? Make sure it matching up with the armhole for my jacket or whatever I put in the sleeve on. Now I'm going to get a piece of fabric to cut out this pattern here that I have here. Now, this notcher, this is a notcher that I am using to put the notches onto the pattern so that I can see it, so that when I cutting out the pattern I could clip the pattern, clip the notches to the fabric as well. So now that I'm finished, I'm gonna get a piece of fabric, but this piece of fabric I have here, I realize it can't do anything. So I get a red piece of fabric, which is a piece of um satin, but this is the kind of a stiff one. This is not the light satin. So I'll put the green line now on the pattern and then I will line it up onto my fabric. And as I said, this is a satin piece of fabric that I'm using. You can use any fabric you choose. So the softer the fabric, the more fall you would get. The stiffer the fabric, the more out the bale would be more form. So the little tool that I have here, I'm measuring the green line to the edge of my table so that I can um, cut out the pattern could be balanced. So after I done measure that, I put some weight on it and I'm going to cut out this pattern. So go ahead and cut out your pattern, pull the fabric. When you're pulling the fabric, make sure you pull the fabric with um the pattern on it, as you can see I do here. So you see I pull my fabric with the pattern on it. So cut out your fabric, right? And I'm cutting one sleeve. I'm not cutting two sleeve because this is just for demonstration purpose. I will only cut one sleeve. When you doing it, you will cut two sleeve to put it on onto your top. So as you can see, I only cut one sleeve. So I'll wrap that fabric up for some other project again. So I'll cut into my notches right here, as you can see I'm doing here, so that I can put the fabric together. So now we're going to remove the pattern, and now this is what the sleeve look like. As you guys can see, we get more flare in this sleeve from a basic sleeve pattern. Now we're gonna get some pins and we're going to pin up this sleeve. But before we do that, we have to put in the seam allowance so that we can see where to stitch this pattern. So the tools I'm using here to mark this seam allowance is a washable fabric pen. Now I get these washable fabric pen to use in my project so that when I finish marking, I can pass the iron on it and the iron would take it out. The steam of the iron would take out this marking. So here I am using the white. You won't able to see it because it come out kind of dark on the fabric that I am using. So go ahead and mark all your seam allowance onto your pattern, and then when you finish, we're gonna fold this pattern and we're gonna pin this pattern. So I'm grabbing my pin where I'm going to pin this pattern right here. So go ahead and pin out your pattern, and when you finish pinning your pattern, what we're gonna do, we're gonna go to the sewing machine and we're gonna stitch all we part we pin. Remember your seam allowance you're stitching in. So go to the sewing machine and sew down that sleeve, and then we will retrieve back at the table. So now that I'm finished sewing down my sleeve, this is what it look like. Now you can neaten the edge of your um, sleeve that you just sew the seam, but I choose not to because this is just for demonstration purpose. Now you're gonna press your sleeve, and now you're gonna fold the bottom of the sleeve to pin it. You can double fold the bottom and pin and sew, but or you can neaten the bottom with an overlocker. I choose not to because of demonstration purpose, so I'll show you how to pin up this. And now we'll go to the sewing machine and sew it. Now as you can see, my pattern already sew where I hem it. You see how this sleeve look very nice. Now I'm pin it on my little mannequin that I have here, my half scale mannequin, and I will show you what this pattern look like. Now if you look at the sleeve, you see how this sleeve look very nice. Look at the fall of this sleeve because I do it with a stiff fabric where I can get this fall of this sleeve to look nice. Now I have a top here which I'm going to pin it on where you guys can see the how it look onto the sleeve of the top. So here I'm pinning it, and where I'm pinning it, you guys will get a glimpse of it to see what it look like on a top. Remember, I only do one, right? One side, so just for demonstration purpose. So when you cutting out yours, you're gonna do two sleeves. So I'm going to put it back on onto my mannequin and show you what it look like. Now look how this sleeve look lovely, it looked nice, it looked clean, it looked sleek. Now that's the reason why I balance the pattern onto the fabric so that the sleeve could come down right on the side of my arm and lie down very flat and nice. Now look how wonderful this sleeve turned out. So guys, this is the finished sleeve, and you see it how it look onto this onto the top. This is what it look like. So I will spin it wrong, let you guys see what this sleeve look like. I love how this sleeve turned out. This sleeve turned out very nice. So this is what the sleeve look like. And you guys, I hope you guys appreciate what I am doing. Sometimes you might say that I'm not uploading video every week, but I'm sorry for not bringing you video every week. But as I told you before, I'm a mother, I'm a wife, and I work full time. Now I am not doing sewing as full time because I work. I just do this as a part-time job. So when I get the chance, I just upload video for you, just for let you guys see what I am doing. Thank you for showing appreciation for my video. Now if you guys appreciate what I am doing, please leave the comment below my video so I can know that you guys watch my video and I know that you guys appreciate what I am doing. The comments, when you comment on my video, it does really help me. It give me courage and it keep me going to know that I am doing something good for you guys. And as I said, share my channel, subscribe to my channel, and don't forget to hit that notification bell. Thank you for not giving up on me, seeing that I don't put video up every week. But so as I get the chance, I will be putting up the video for you. So look at this sleeve, guys. Look at this sleeve. It's very much Nice. Look how it lie. You see how the sleeve lie down nice? Now I get a piece of sponge and I add it under the sleeve just to show you what the flare sleeve will look like on your hand when you put it out. Look how the sleeve come out. Very nice. So guys, I hope I was able to make this tutorial quick and easy for you. And I hope it was helpful. And there are many versions in doing flare sleeve, but this is just my little quick version what worked for me. Everybody do things different, so this is how I learn and this work for me. So whatever work for you, you go ahead and do it, right? Don't let no one tell you you can't do this. Everybody learn different. So guys, I put it onto a white background so you guys can see the effect of it. So thank you for watching and I will see you in my next video. Bye bye and enjoy. Have a wonderful day.